When the only constant in life is change, you need to be ready. This is the Man-Made Survival Show.
Hello everybody, my name is Jose from Man-Made Survival, and I wanted to introduce to you my very first book, Preppers Secrete Cache. You can go to www.preppersecretcache.com, or you can click the link below and order it from there. But hurry, we only have a limited amount of copies that we're giving away for free. All we need your help with is the shipping. So again, my name is Jose from Man-Made Survival, and remember, always ready. Hello everybody, my name is Jose from Man-Made Survival. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel and watching this video. This video is part 2 of the part 3 series that I'm doing on this, because I just have too much information and I can't possibly put it on one video, because if I did, a lot of people wouldn't watch it all the way through and they might miss things that I wouldn't want them to miss, because all this information is important. So if you have not watched the first video, I encourage you to go watch it first, because all this information goes together. The last video I ended it with this headline: Americans are underestimating how long coronavirus disruptions will last, health experts say. This from statnews.com. Public health experts are increasingly worried that Americans are underestimating how long the coronavirus pandemic will disrupt everyday life in the country, warning that the Trump administration's timeline are offering many a false sense of comfort. Coronavirus cases are expected to peak in mid-April in many parts of the country, but quickly reopening businesses or loosening shelter-in-place rules would inevitably lead to a new surge of infections, they said. Quote, the administration has consistently shown a desire to underplay the severity of whatever is coming, and they're constantly adjusting that. As it becomes harder to deny the reality will be worse than what they've conditioned people for, end quote, said Jeremy Koenigsegg, a senior policy fellow at the Center of Global Development. Koenigsegg said he and other experts he's discussed the matter with believe an, quote, intensive period of social distancing and national semi-voluntary lockdown, end quote, will last for months. Quote, what that means is that we have to be patient. By the end of April shouldn't be anyone's consideration at this point, end quote. He said, quote, we have to assume at the very least that this is going through May, end quote. Others suggest it may be longer before stores and restaurants can open. All right, so a lot of people are looking to, April 30th, as maybe everything's going to be over and life will go back to normal. But there's a lot of people talking out there that is not going to be the case. A lot of people are saying that it's going to go all the way through June, all the way through July, all the way through August. And I've heard other people say all the way to October. So if people are already having trouble right off the bat, for one, to feed their family, and two, to pay their rent or their mortgage, things will get out of control very quickly. All right, especially if the stimulus check that a lot of people are waiting for lasts a long time to get to the bank accounts. So this is why you have to get ready. All right, not only now, and the first video was for your food security, but 2, another thing that we're probably going to be seeing is that this is going to last a lot longer, and you can see civil unrest unfolding, because just a lot of people are going to be desperate, not only for food, but that they're going to be evicted and that they want to get back to work, and they can't possibly sit at home all the time. All right, so this brings me to the next point. Truckers warn supply chain in jeopardy if they don't get better COVID-19 protection. This from thedailyworld.com. American supply chain could be in jeopardy if the government doesn't act swiftly to protect the country's truckers, some industry officials and drivers are warning. As the coronavirus pandemic continues its devastation across the U.S., they say truckers are hauling into COVID-19 hotspots every day with no protective equipment, testing capabilities, or ways to self-quarantine or seek treatment if they become sick. Major grocery stores across the U.S. report first employee deaths. 2 Walmart stockers in Chicago And a Trader Joe's worker in New York died from coronavirus amid concerns customers are leaving staff at risk. All right, before I continue, so the truckers, they're already saying, we're going to hot spots. We're not properly protected. And if this continues, possibly people will not risk their lives to deliver the goods that people need. That's when chaos, all right, mark my words, that's when chaos is going to start all throughout the country. Because if those people already feel anxious, they already feel angry that there's no supplies at the stores, all right, with these truckers, God bless them, working very hard to supply all these stores for people to go into. And it's not that people are hoarding anymore, all right? That's one point I want to talk about today, and I want to drive home. It's no longer that people are hoarding, toilet paper or food, all right? You cannot hoard when you have a limit of one per customer. That just means that a lot of people are wanting the same item, and it's all basics. If you go around the store, just take a look at what they're limiting one person, and it's all the basics: flour, sugar, rice, eggs, milk. All right, it's not like they're saying you can't buy too many DVDs. Everything that they limiting is all the essentials, all the basic essentials. So don't let people on social media say that just people are selfish and they're hoarding, because more than likely they're not. All right. In order for you to be able, you have to go in and out of the store multiple times to get everything that you think you're gonna need. All right, or go to a Costco that they sell in bulk. But the point is, in Costco and Sam's, they have membership cards, and they say that you cannot come back until 24 hours later. So it's not like you can go to in Walmart and go back in and out and get everything you think you need. All right, people are not doing that. They're just going once. And pay attention to people's buggies. They're not as full as they used to be at first. All right, but anyways, to move on. Now the grocery store employees are getting sick, and 3 have very unfortunately passed away from the sickness. Supermarket chains are reported their first COVID-19 related deaths. At least 4. Grocery stores employees have died over the last 2 weeks. Experts say the influx of employees' infections and deaths could likely affect grocers' ability to both maintain and add new staff. Leilani Jordan, 27, died of coronavirus last week after working at a giant grocery store in Largo, Maryland. Wando Evans, 51, and Phillips Thomas, 48, died in late March, and both worked at a Walmart store in Evergreen Park, Illinois. Illinois store. Walmart said neither man had been inside the store for more than a week. Evans stated filed a lawsuit against Walmart for wrongful death. Lawsuit claims Walmart lapsed in giving staffers protective gear, sanitizing store, and wasn't transparent with employees. 4th victim, a Trader Joe's worker in Scardale, New York, died Monday. All right, so people are starting, in the grocery stores, they're starting to get infected. All right, and that's going to be a very big problem for Walmart, for Kroger, for what was the store I'm thinking about? The Target. That's going to start being a problem for Sam's and all of them. So what are they going to do when workers no longer want to go in there and work? Because we've seen the exact same thing happen with Amazon in New York and other warehouses. The people are getting sick, all right, and they're just telling them to go home, and they just bring somebody else in. So when is this vicious cycle gonna end? So it's something that you have to think about. So truckers don't want to go to work anymore, or not go to work, but they don't want to deliver in the hot spots anymore because they feel they're not protected. Employees at Walmart, they're gonna start not wanting to go to work and restock the shelves because they feel like Walmart's not taking care of them, and they're gonna just fall ill and die. And people are walking out of McDonald's and other places because they feel they're not protected. So when do we stop this? When does this stop? And just, where do we go from here? So a lot of people are starting to pay attention. They're looking at their surroundings. They're seeing there's something bad coming their way, and they're preparing for it. And now they're headed to the banks. Here's the next headline. Quote, "They won their money's out," end quote. Baltimore residents storm banks amid fears of social unrest. Pay really close attention to this headline. This might be the last headline. Yep, this is going to be the last headline, and I'm going to read the article for this video. Okay. Yep. All right, listen to it, because people are starting to put two and two together. The evolution of panic hoarding started with 3M N95 masks, then hand sanitizers, then non-perishable foods, guns and ammo, and now cash. A video surfaced on Instagram on Saturday showing a possible bank run in Baltimore City at the MECU Credit Union. The area is considered low middle-class working families. The video shows a large line of cars on Saturday afternoon and a line at the ATM. People were cashing in their checks because many of them were laid off. As we noted, more than 14 million people in the last 14 million people. Now we're at the Great Depression level. 14 million people in the last several weeks have lost their jobs across the country. And what we could be looking at is this the beginning of a bank run. Quote, "As soon as the National Guard rolled into Baltimore City, many folks asked themselves, is this a revisit of the Freddie Gray unrest back in 2015, end quote, said Teresa Davis, owner and operator of Teresa Davis Productions. Davis said for weeks, the National Guard has staged military tent cities across the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area. She said military Humvees had been spotted in East Baltimore, down the street from MECU Bank, more specifically on East Monument Street, near the John Hopkins Hospital, which she adds is a low-income, high-crime area. She said the last time Humvees were spotted on East Monument Street was back during the 2015 riots. Davis said residents had concerns that military vehicles on the streets could suggest that social unrest is nearing. She said, quote, "It's kind of weird. Everyone just lost their job, people are freaking out, and now people are storming the bank," end quote. So she's putting two and two together, and not just her, but a lot of people around her, because obviously they're running into the bank. All right, and they're seeing the National Guard out there. They're starting to see a lot of uniforms, and it's making people very uneasy. Quote, "Here we go again," end quote, Davis said, referring to the possibility that social unrest like the 2015 riots could be nearing. She said there is certainly a different dynamic at play today. Back then, thousands of people didn't lose their jobs at once. It was years of wealth, health, and education inequality on top of the trigger, Freddie Gray's death, that brought people into the streets. Nowadays, social unrest could be more explosive because, like she said, a lot of people have lost their jobs. Food banks are running out of food. People cannot pay their rents or their mortgages. They cannot pay their bills. They know that they're probably going to be evicted once all of this is over, and the government is no longer going to make the landlords not kick them out. So this can very well blow up. It can just blow up out of proportion. All right. And people are starting to act that way because now everybody's snitching on each other. People who do not obey the shelter-in-place orders, they're becoming violent against the people who supposedly are not, even though they're themselves out there. All right. So I'm going to finish it with that one. I invite you to come back to the third video because the next information is going to unfold on how people are starting to act to all of this. All right. People are putting two and two together. There may be civil unrest. The next step that I'm going to be talking about is how people are starting to get angry. They're starting to act out, lash out. They're starting to attack people. All right. and a couple that was a murder-suicide. All right, so I'm going to talk about that in the next video. So remember, take care of your food, make sure you have a way to defend it, and pay attention to people around you. But again, my name is Jose Prado, Amendment Survival, always ready. Hello everybody, my name is Jose Prado, Amendment Survival, and I wanted to introduce to you my very first book, Preppers Secrete Cache. You can go to www.preppersecretcache.com, or you can click the link below and order it from there. But hurry, we only have a limited amount of copies that we're giving away for free. All we need your help with is the shipping. So again, my name is Jose Prado, Amendment Survival, and remember, always ready.
The Man-Made Survival Show.